It's the NFL on EA Sports. And we'll see the Buccaneers' electric quarterback. He comes in third in the league in passing touchdowns. It's the Buccaneers and the Falcons under the lights on Thursday night.
EA Sports coverage of the National Football League is So out come the Bucs now for their first drive. They'll be led out by their quarterback, a first-round pick back in April's draft.
And there was a positive in last week's loss. No interceptions thrown by him. But he only threw one touchdown pass, and you know he wants that to improve. He might even consider that as part of the reason that they couldn't take the win last time out. I believe we'll see a more aggressive version of him this week whenever they're nearing the end zone.
Throwing to start the drive. Weston over the middle, complete. It's Woods. They'll wind up getting just a yard, and that's going to bring up second down. You talk about this Falcon defense. They're trying to cover up some holes in the secondary. Right now, bottom 5 in the league against the pass at number 28.
And those are the kind of plays that this unit needs to make because they know that going against a team of this magnitude and the way that they're playing, they cannot afford to let them get on a roll early. Chip away at their timing.
2nd and 9 now. Got his man complete over the middle. That's Shepard. And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. 10 yards there and a Buccaneer first down. The Bucs at 1-3 here in the early part of the year. Yeah, they've lost 3 straight here. It kind of goes without saying, I guess, but they could certainly use a win.
Yeah, no doubt about that. There's a difference between a losing stretch and a losing streak. And right now, they're not playing their best football. But if they were to fall here, and now you're looking at going 4 games without a win, things can start compounding themselves pretty quickly from this point forward.
And he gets this up across the 35 before he's out of bounds. He'll get 5 out of the scramble. It's second down.
I did like his decision-making there to make sure they picked up something instead of forcing a throw. Now they've got more manageable play coming up to try and pick up the first down. And don't rule out the possibility that he just keeps it and runs again.
They will run for the first time here with White. And he's dropped just before the line to gain. 4-yard pickup leaves him with 3rd and 1. Well, this defense for the Falcons, they had certainly had their struggles to start the season, but they put it all together in getting that first victory a week ago.
And as in any game, takeaways are always a big key. They're always discussed on defense. There's an emphasis there, and they came away with 3 interceptions in that game.
He'll wind up getting 2 there as he does it himself and picks up the first.
It's been a good drive so far. They just wanted to keep it going, so they call low-risk, low-reward play. No one's worried about picking up big yardage here. Quarterback sneak, keep the chains moving, and pick up another first down.
So 2 first downs, and that moves the ball to the 42 now, 1st and 10. Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. Flush to his right.
You know what I like about that play? He didn't try to do too much on first down. He took what the defense gave him, put together a solid gain to bring up 2nd and manageable. Now they have a couple of plays to pick up just a few yards and a new set of downs.
This 2nd and 4. And they'll send the tight end in motion here. On the draw, here's White. And just 1 yard here from the 49 to the 50.
Brandon, one thing about blitzes, they really confuse offensive linemen at times. And what you have to do is lock in on the guy right in front of you. If you don't, you saw the end result. Defensive tackle ended up making the play.
They're trying to keep the drive going. This will be play number 8. It's 3rd and 2. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. Now we're going to get a timeout. Here's we've got an injured Buccaneer. Well, now they're going to come out and take a look at this injury, and we'll be back in a moment. Back to throw now on first down. And that's off the mark, incomplete.
You talk about this Falcon defense.
They were very good last week in the win over the Saints.
And the big difference in the game, their ability to force turnovers. Multiple, in fact. Being able to take the ball away, give it back to their offense, the big difference in the game.
It was impressive. Now the question, can they duplicate it?
2nd and 10.
Back to throw. Weston.
Pass complete. He's got Woods streaking across the field.
And that's going to be good for another first down as the tackle's made at the Falcons' 25-yard line.
But give the rookie another one on this opening drive and a first down with it. A nice start, Charles, for the first-year passer. He's come out, made a few plays, nice plays to begin this contest.
He certainly has, and if he finishes off this drive with a touchdown pass, I vote we don't call him rookie anymore. We'll move him right to veteran and continue from there.
They'll send the tight end in motion. First down, here's White. And he sneaks his way forward only for a couple here. 2nd down.
And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
From the 24 now, here's a 2nd and 8.
Looking to throw. Weston. Right side complete. That's Woods. That'll go for a gain of 7. And now 1 yard to go on 3rd down. And now he's really knocking on the door for 700. That is career catch 699.
Heavy set out there on 3rd and 1.
They'll go with a keeper. And boy, he is very close to a first down, but from where they're spotting that football, he's going to be a foot or so short. They'll run for it. This is White. Oh, and I think he went backward. He did. He only needed a yard, but he couldn't even get back to the line of scrimmage. And this long drive is going to wind up yielding nothing. So he needed the short yardage, Charles. He elected to try to bounce it outside of the outer third, unsuccessful.
Sometimes those plays are stacked up by the defense and there's nowhere to go, so you have to bounce it outside. And some backs just get impatient. They want to go to where they think.
Tampa Bay, they're getting ready to set up shop here for their second drive.
They've got some stuff to build on from that last drive because they moved the football, CD, and then they tried to go for it on 4th down, didn't convert, probably left a bitter taste in their mouths.
I would say so, and I think that they go out in this series determined for that not to happen again. In fact, they don't even want to get to a 4th down opportunity. They just want to make sure they get it done within the parameters that they've set for themselves. Run their offense, get it into the end zone. Yeah, I think a little bit of determination and a dash of anger.
And Woods has it complete. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. A gain of 11 to kick off the drive, and it's a quick first down. That reception, it brings him up to the 700 plateau. He's at 700 career NFL catches now.
And that club in baseball, a rather exclusive club, and one we talk about all the time. In football, puts you in the top 50 all-time range. Not so bad either.
Now on first down, he'll drop to throw it.
That would almost intercept it, but it's incomplete. Not a good throw there, and it'll be second down.
That certainly appeared to be a play call where they were just trying to make second down, second and short. I think they thought the coverage was off a little bit more than it was. Nice job there pressing up on it and forcing the incompletion.
He's got his man. That's Woods on the out route.
And he goes out of bounds. It looks like right at the 50.
9 yards, not quite enough, and they'll be left now with 3rd and 1. So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the first down.
They'll try and sneak it here.
And he is going to have the Buccaneers first down as they're able to convert, albeit not by much, on 3rd and a yard.
And when all you want to do is keep your drive going, quarterback sneak's a great call, isn't it? Pick it up, get a new set of downs.
And on 3rd down, usually you'd think 4th down quarterback sneak. There, though, it worked on 3rd. They'll look to throw now on 1st down. Flushed out right. And seeing no options, he just tosses this one away incomplete. Now that'll bring up 2nd down.
Well, they've been back on their heels a little bit here on this drive, but a chance to exhale just a little bit there with incompletion on 1st down. Now they have to gear up, try and get 2 more stops and escape this drive.
And 2nd and 10, he'll look to throw again. He's got White here. And that's going to be good for another first down as the tackle's made at the Falcons' 36.
Well, hang on now. We're going to pause here. We've got an injured player. So as the medical staff takes a look, we'll step aside.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Back to throw. Weston. It's caught by Mike Evans. And this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on 1st down.
Just need a yard here. 2nd and 1.
Now a give up the middle. This is White. And they'll be inside the 25 now at the 24. 4 yards the pickup. 1st down.
2nd and 1 and people want to run the football. This is where every back in the league is supposed to do exactly what we just saw there. Pick up the 1st down.
On 1st down, he'll drop to throw.
He's got Otten on the out route.
And he is out of bounds, looks like right at the 15. That was the 9th play of the drive, and they pick up 9 yards with it.
And there's a completion to the tight end. And look at the size of these players nowadays. At that spot, 6'4", 6'5", and up. A lot of guys used to be basketball players, somehow came back to football. And that's really good for the game of football. You're getting better athleticism, great hand-eye coordination, guys who know how to control their bodies when they run their routes.
And they'll bring him down at the 13-yard line. 2 yards on the pickup, and that's all they needed to move the sticks.
Let's face it, you always want a team full of guys who can get you first downs and big plays of all styles, but you've got to have a big man. You can just turn and hand it to, and he can be dependable in picking up first downs.
From the 13 now, they work on 1st and 10.
Looking to throw. Weston. Over the middle to Evans. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8. 2nd and 2.
From the 4, it's 2nd and a couple. Back to throw.
Weston escaping the pressure right. And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Buccaneers. A great effort there with touchdown number 12 on the year. And the Buccaneers are an extra point away now from tying this ball game.
That's a really good decision right there outside of the pocket. You've got to know the right time to shift from passer to runner. He was looking and looking, nothing there. You can almost feel the brainwaves firing as he calculates, I think I can win a race to the pylon. And he turns out to be right. Touchdown.
He capped off that last drive himself, had the touchdown run. Now he'll take over here again, 1st and 10.
Throwing to start the drive. Weston.
Open man, it's Palmer.
They'll be brought down on the 30-yard line after a gain of 6.
When you see zone defense and you know you've got a drag route on as your primary call, you've got to be really careful as a passer about how far you let your guy go because he might wander into some tough coverage.
And the ball on the 30. Here's 2nd and 4.
Woods, the receiver, in motion left.
2nd and 4. He'll get that out to the flat to White.
And inside the 20 before he's brought down.
14 yards there and a Buccaneer 1st down.
Another nice play there. They've gotten down into the red zone in no time at all. That's what this offense can do when they get on a roll. And now they're set up with a 1st and 10.
So the ball down to the 16 here for 1st and 10.
Now a whistle, and I think a penalty here for a delay. No, they're going to say timeout. They did get the timeout in time. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this 2nd quarter. They'll look to throw here on 1st down.
And that is incomplete. Oh, the coverage a little too good there, and it's 2nd down.
Once you get into the red zone, space is at a premium for receivers to try and operate and shake themselves free. That one's incomplete.
Here's 2nd and 10.
Back to throw again. Blitz coming, and down he goes. They'll wind up losing 10 on the sack, and it'll lead to a 3rd and long.
They just gave up a sack there, and if I'm not mistaken, they gave up 4 last week, didn't they?
Yes.
And just looking really porous, aren't they?
They really are, and I'm wondering if they're going to have to start thinking about keeping the tight end in, maybe a back, someone to help assist, because right now, their quarterback's been getting hit a lot in the last couple of games.
The offense on 3rd down tonight, they've been good. 3 for 4 thus far. This will be 3rd and forever. Looking to throw. Weston. And tight coverage there. It's knocked away, incomplete.
Oh, that's going to hurt a bit because they needed to come through with a completion there. Now a drive that started with great field position is facing 4th down.
Now out comes their leader and the captain of this offense back onto the field. He's got to be feeling pretty good, playing well. Team has the lead, so just looking to mount a drive here that ends in the end zone.
And all quarterbacks will tell you, hey, we love a running game, helps us out. But at the end of the day, they want to rely on their arm. Throw the football, feel good about things, keep things moving in the right direction. Right now, that's exactly what we're seeing.
And we'll see if that continues. They'll bring a receiver in motion left. Throwing to start the drive. Weston. And he'll toss this one incomplete. Seeing no options, he throws it away.
And I can see the officials kind of looking at each other down there, silently wondering, does this meet the level of grounding? Fortunately, he did have a receiver in the area, but I have seen less obvious throwaways called as penalties.
He'll try again with the arm here on second down. Throwing the out route incomplete. That's Woods. And he'll go out of bounds after getting this across the 15. They call his number again. It's his 6th catch and a first down. They like going to him in the slot. He catches another one.
I think this comes under the heading of, until they stop him, why not go back to him? He has something going really well. Great working relationship with the guy throwing the ball, and they keep making the connection.
Operating from the gun. Weston eluding the pressure right. And he'll get this up past the 25 before he's out of bounds. He'll get 8 on the scramble there. It'll be second and a couple.
I think the last 2 plays really illustrate how difficult it is to game plan against this guy, because you know he can throw the football, but how about his use of legs as well? What we call those broken plays, you can't account for them.
Yeah, those plays, those 2 that you just mentioned, a microcosm really of how he can hurt you.
On the draw, it's White.
And this is going to be a Bucs first down as he'll take this up to about the 33-yard line.
2nd and 2 is prime time for a little bit of a gamble, isn't it? Open up the playbook, go play action, toss that bad boy deep. But in this situation, go ahead and give it to your back. Let him pick up a first down, keep the sticks moving.
Back to throw. Weston throwing the out route incomplete. That's Woods. And he gets this up across the 35 before he's out of bounds.
But it appears that they read man defense and went to the out route, and what you have to do on that one is the receiver's got to make sure he works the defender towards the middle of the field to give himself space to cut to the outside and have that ball delivered with good timing, and they got it done.
Operating from the gun. Weston flush to his right. The escapability in evidence there is that one good for 15 and a first.
A gain of 15. First down, Tampa Bay.
They defer to White out of the shotgun. And he'll be taken down after a short gain as that takes us to the 2-minute warning. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9. We remind you that coming up in 2 minutes' time, we'll hand you off to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman will have highlights and analysis of this first half of action. In motion goes the tight end. Looking to throw. Weston.
There's a short one taken in by Otten.
And now it looks like they're going to be in the hurry-up.
A 5-yard pickup on the play. And it's 3rd down.
From the gun on 3rd down. Weston. He completes it to Evans. And he'll go out of bounds after taking it a little further down inside the 40. Call it a gain of 3 on the play. And that'll bring up 4th down.
Well, it looks like they got what they wanted. They got the completion, but they weren't able to break any tackles or gain nearly enough yardage to pick up the first down. Now to be 4th and short.
Feeling like they're not quite in field goal range yet. They're going to go for it on 4th. And they'll send the slot in motion left. On fourth down, Weston flushed out right. Nothing open downfield. He keeps it himself for 11 and a first down.
No shortage of impressive moments from him thus far. Now he's halfway to the century mark, and we're still in the first half. There's been no answer for his running ability so far by the defense. I can't wait to see what adjustments they'll have to make during the halftime break.
So the drive stays alive after the fourth down conversion. 1st and 10 inside the 30.
In motion, the tight end. Back to throw. Weston dancing to his left. And that'll be knocked away. It's incomplete.
Yeah, their back's up against the wall a little bit, and they come through by forcing an incompletion. Now they've got to continue to ratchet up the intensity a couple of more times and get off the field before giving up any more yardage.
Now a 2nd and 10.
Looking to throw. Weston.
That's into the hands of Woods.
And he'll be out of bounds just inside the 25-yard line. 4 yards the gain, and it'll bring up a 3rd down.
But that's what you're looking for when you want to throw the ball downfield. You want one of those guys who can play out on the perimeter, can play out wide, who can not only get open, but when they're covered, can uncover themselves downfield and create catches.
On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. He's got a man. It's his tight end. That's complete. Now the Falcons going to use one of their timeouts as they stop it here with just under 40 ticks to go in this first half.
So here are the Bucs to take over on offense. They are trying to snap that 3-game losing streak on top so far with the football here, 1st and 10.
Throwing to start the drive.
Weston caught by Woods.
And down he goes, but he takes it up to the 40.
Well, they found him 8 times in that first half, and this is his first catch of quarter number 3.
I think that's a big pickup for a first down because when you run a drag route against zone, you're sometimes asking for trouble because you might run into a defender.
Yeah, well, there they ran into a first down. Executed it to perfection. Slot man moves right. Operating from the gun. Weston looking for Evans, and it's intercepted.
Picked off by Kirby Joseph.
And he's able to take this one back to the 36-yard line.
That is a tough way to start the third quarter. You get the football, hoping to drive it down, put it in the end zone, and take the lead. Instead, they give them the football.
And I think the key here is for them to not get discouraged. That is not how they drew it up, not how they saw it in their minds. But there's a long way to go in this game. You know, they've just got to find a way to come back one play at a time. Yes, it's a cliche, but they can get it done.
Last time out, of course, he threw the interception. Then they gave up the touchdown, surrendered the lead. So now working from behind here, 1st and 10.
Throwing to start the drive. Weston to Shepard, complete over the middle. And he gets this to the 35. Good for a gain of 5.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
Ball on the 35. Here comes 2nd and 5.
Back to throw. Weston. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down. They come up now 3rd and 5 following the incomplete pass. Looking to throw. Weston. It's hauled in by Shepard. And this will not be enough. On 3rd and 5, he only gets 3. And Tampa Bay trots out there now. And our game's hit a little bit of a lull here, a little bit of a snag. Punts on back-to-back drives.
And old school coaches don't necessarily mind that. Didn't turn it over, right? Didn't create a big play for the other team. Right now what you're looking for is, can you gain an advantage in field position? And that's what both teams are seeking right now.
Yeah, they'll be seeking to gain that advantage here on this drive. Throwing to start the drive. Weston. And this is caught by Evans. And from the 4, they get it to the 8 on a pickup of 4.
I always laugh when people say, what's the toughest route to defend? And I'm like, any of them, especially if it's a good receiver. That makes things very difficult. But when you're running a drag route, something short, shallow, going through defenders, using guys almost as screens in order to get open, that makes things tough for guys trying to get to the football.
Second and 6. And it's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And just 3 yards on the catch there. He couldn't get away. And now it's 3rd and 3.
Oh, it's time to give a little credit there to the defense. They played that very well because it was a drag route, and he ran it a little shallower than normal as he worked straight across the field. He was hoping he'd get lost behind the defensive line. But once he made the catch, nowhere to turn upfield and gain any yardage.
On 3rd and short, they'll try and pick it up through the air, escaping the pressure right. And he's able to get this one all the way past the 30. Nice 3rd down conversion and even 20 yards.
And that's a nice throw right there. And I'll tell you what I've seen in recent times and actually watched a presentation in the offseason from a college offensive coordinator that showed about 10 different drills that he runs with his quarterbacks to show them how to get out of the pocket, how to get comfortable when they're doing so, and to make plays under that type of duress. That's an example of what we're seeing in the colleges delivered to the NFL.
They'll look to throw again. Pressure brought in, and the Falcons get there for the sack. It looks like a 12-yard loss there on the first down sack.
He saw the pressure and he got out, but he never got upfield. And the defense, they took full advantage of a rookie mistake there. They were able to add a big loss on the sack.
That huge loss on the sack makes this job much more difficult. It's now 2nd down and 22 yards to go. Back to throw. Weston. Under pressure, and they got to him again. Calling a loss of 5, a big sack to bring up 3rd down.
We've seen him escape similar situations earlier in the game and get away for pretty good yardage, and that time they get him down.
Yeah, they've had enough evidence that he can get away and run for good yardage, haven't they? That time it felt like, okay, enough of this. Let's play it the right way and get him on the ground before he does any damage.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Airing this one out for Evans. And that's caught inside the 35. Touchdown, Tampa Bay. Mike Evans with career touchdown number 96. He joins Eric Dickerson on the all-time list.
And the Bucs have taken the lead here in this 3rd quarter. He put quite a bit of air underneath that touchdown pass. Of course, we knew that he had the strong arm.
That part was easy. You could see that throughout his college career. But what you want to know about a rookie is when the pressure's on, can you throw with touch? He just did right there. And, boy, it was pretty.
Todd Bowles leaving his offense on the field. They're going to go for 2 here.
The Bucs will set up for the 2-point
Woods, the receiver, in motion left. They'll try and throw for it. That's caught.
I don't know about you, but I can't wait for a few years of 2-point tries and see what the data tells us, because a lot of teams want to throw the ball in this situation. This time, unsuccessfully. I just wonder if maybe running the ball might be the way to go.
With it moved up from the 3 to the 2, you would think maybe a few more attempts at running.
I think stats over time may bear out that running the ball will at least be the equal of throwing it in that situation.
Threw his 10th touchdown on the year last time they had it, and he'll look to keep it going here with a 1st and 10.
Throwing to start the drive. Weston under pressure, and down he goes in the end zone, and that's a safety.
At this point, I think it's a surprise when he isn't close to being sacked on a passing down. The amount of times he's hit the deck today, I think a lot of us are reading safety before they even took the snap. Simply a merciless pass rush every step of the game, and that rush earns a crowning achievement there.
Buccaneers offense and their quarterback set to take the field once more. And he had it going in the first half, that's for sure. He's really had his way with his secondary. They've been powerless to stop him, and he'll look to keep it rolling right here.
Throwing to start the drive. Weston
has this complete to Woods.
Call it a gain of 6 on the play, and that'll make it 2nd down. Looking to throw. Weston.
That's taken in by Palmer.
A gain of 5, good enough for the first down. The start for them near flawless. Defense gets them a 3 and out. 2 quick pass connections on offense.
So that's how a team works together. Just what you described. Get them the ball, give them a little momentum, and they're capitalizing off of that. Thanks a lot, guys.
Back to throw now on first down. And that'll be incomplete. They don't get the hook up there, but you really have to marvel at how precise he's been throwing the football these last couple weeks.
Oh, that's a perfect word for it, precise. Because if you're at 70% or better 2 weeks in a row, you have a job as long as you want one in this league, won't you? I mean, let's face it, it's not just West Coast offense either. He's putting the ball downfield as well.
They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. And a catch right side by Evans. 9 yards, not quite enough, and they'll be left now with 3rd and 1.
The numbers throwing the ball have been great. He's up over 300 yards now for the game.
So 3rd down, and the Falcons going with a dime. 6 defensive backs. And they'll send the tight end in motion here. They'll try to pick this up on the ground with White. And he will have the first down as he's brought down up near midfield. Give him 7 yards on the play as they do pick up the 3rd down conversion. One quarter remains here in this Thursday night matchup. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now here on EA Sports. It's been a very hotly contested game to this point. Just a field goal separating these two teams as we get set for the 4th quarter. Both teams working on short rest, but this has been one of the better Thursday night games we've seen as they come up here on 1st and 10. Back to throw. Weston delivering a pass here to Evans on the out route. It'll be a gain of 5, and that will bring up 2nd down. Looking to throw. Weston
over the middle. That's caught by Woods.
So he stopped for no gain. And it brings up 3rd and 5 now.
As a defense, you're more balanced when you're in zone coverage because you're able to keep your eyes on the quarterback and see the play develop in front of you. You're able to keep the quick pass in front of them and stop it right at the line of scrimmage.
From the gun on 3rd down. Weston eluding the pressure right. And he will slide to a stop. He does have the first down. Opted to run for it. The decision a good one. Picking up the first, getting 14 yards on the scramble.
Now that's a killer because you think you've got it absolutely covered, and then he hot-foots it out of there and picks up a first down. Drives you crazy as a defense.
Looked like, you're exactly right. Looked like a for sure stop on 3rd, and then the tables turned. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. They run the draw play. This is White. Gets around him.
And he's able to work his way down inside the red zone to the 19-yard line.
Another nice gain, 13 yards that time, and another first down.
Well, it is our business to analyze what we saw out there, and on that play, I saw a Defense staying in base, not taking a chance, not blitzing in a situation when they absolutely need the football back. That's either a case of overthinking it or not thinking it through.
If you do blitz, do you have to be careful about where you're coming from, or are you just coming from all angles?
You have to be careful about where you're coming from, obviously, but at this stage, you have to take a few chances as well.
Now on first down, he'll drop to throw it. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's second down.
As soon as he leaked out and began his route, someone on the defensive side broke with him and arrived just in time to separate him from another reception.
So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. Operating from the gun, Weston. Oh, no, he lost the football. And the Falcons grab it. Does the big boy have the juice? And he is not quite going to make it all the way in. They'll mark him down right about the 1-yard line.
Well, partner, here's where team football gets tested a little bit, because I know the defensive guys were over there chilling on the sidelines, and all of a sudden, they heard the sudden change call because that fumble puts them right back on the field.
Now the Buccaneer offense gets set to take over.
We certainly have a good one on our hands. They're trailing after that last touchdown, but now a chance for this offense to try to snag that lead right back here in the fourth quarter.
Throwing to start the drive, Weston.
Well, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted.
Picked up by Jesse Bates. And he's just across midfield and down at the 49-yard line. The rookie was trying to push it downfield, but the safety bit him.
And he'll learn that you have to hold the safety. And you do that with your head movement, your eyes, sometimes your shoulders. Hold the safety so that you can get back to the throw that you really want to make. He got so excited thinking his guy was open that he made it easy for the defensive back to go get the football.
Here he is, the man taking the snaps under center, heading out for the next possession. And the interception that ended their previous drive, that might be one we look back on and say that was the turning point of this game.
Hey, partner, guess what? There's still time for a few more turning points in this ball game. They're only one score down.
Yeah, true. We could have some twists and turns. Stay tuned. They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. Airing this one out for Evans. It's caught inside the 25. And he finally goes down, but not before reaching the 21.
Well, he already had a big receiving game working, and it's going to get a lot better here. Defensively, they're fortunate this is not a touchdown. But he's just been absolutely unstoppable, and he comes up with yet another gigantic play.
So barely time to catch our breath. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the red zone. Back to throw. Weston. Right side complete. That's Woods. This will be a 5-yard pickup as they move it from the 20 to the 15.
2nd and 5. Looking to throw. Weston looking for Woods again, and he finds him. And the Buccaneers are going to have a 1st and goal as he's taken down at about the 8-yard line.
This offense can certainly move quickly when they want to. 3 plays, 3 pass completions. In the blink of an eye, they've got a 1st and goal.
Almost felt like a lightning bolt hit in this game, didn't it? For them to get downfield that quickly. And now 1st and goal, expect them to attack right here on this play.
Again, he'll drop to throw. This is caught. And in for the Buccaneers, touchdown. Robert Woods from 8 yards out.
And the Buccaneers are an extra point away from tying this game here in the 4th. We are set up for a fantastic finish now. A 4th quarter touchdown here. We're an extra point away from a tie football game.
And I know they're thinking about possibly going for 2, but I'd go ahead and kick this one and just get it back to level.
The Buccaneers getting ready to go as they take the field. And they were good last time out with a touchdown drive. This go-around, it's not going to be very easy starting from inside their own 5.
But they shouldn't be daunted by it. You work on this the entire offseason. You work on it in practice. It's called coming out session. Start the ball inside the 5, start on the 5, on the 10. They should be ready to go.
They start to drive with White, but nothing doing there. They get to the 3, and that's all.
Well, not a game that you're going to go crazy about, but when you start at your own 2-yard line, any type of space is good for the offensive guys.
Yeah, you just can't go backwards from here. They did it. Now we'll see if they can keep it on schedule here on 2nd down. 2nd and 9 now. Throwing the out route incomplete. It's Evans. And he'll go out of bounds just shy of the 20. Now we're going to get a timeout. Appears we've got an injured Buccaneer.
Well, hopefully, obviously nothing serious here. Medical staff, though, going to take a peek, and we'll take a break. Plenty of time. All 3 timeouts still remain. Here's 1st and 10 now.
Back to throw. Weston airing this one out for Evans. And that's caught inside the 35. Now the Falcons going to use one of their timeouts as they get it with under a minute to go now in the football game.
They'll come up 1st and 10 here.
Running out of the gun with White
To the 27-yard line.
The Falcons going to use the 2nd of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds left to go in the game.
Here comes 2nd down.
Operating from the gun. Weston throwing the out route incomplete. It's Evans. Falcons going to use their third and final timeout as the clock shows 50 seconds to play here in quarter number 4.
All 3 timeouts still at their disposal. Here's 1st and 10 now.
They will run with White out of the shotgun. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on 2nd down. Now, what's the thinking here? Because a touchdown would be nice, but you've ensured yourself a chance at 3 in the lead, so how worried are you about the 6?
You're not very worried about if you're confident in your kicker. And if you got a kicker who can put it through the post, you feel really good about trying to bleed that clock down. In an ideal scenario, your kicker puts it through the post as the clock hits zeros.
Opting to run again here with White. And he'll be brought down this time at the 5-yard line. Now they get the timeout. It leads you to wonder, will they kick it here or risk running another play and possibly not getting down in time? We'll see. Well, this one, partner, was fun down to the very end. They got the points late, right before the whistle. Then the ensuing kickoff. They were hoping for magic on the other side, but couldn't get that spark.
Fun if you won, and fun for us because we got to watch it and call it. That magic that you were talking about didn't occur at the end, but what a game all the way through.
So for the Bucs, they move a step closer to 500 as their record improves to 2-3. And they'll get a few extra days to savor this one before they take on the New Orleans Saints. Meanwhile, for Atlanta, they'll fall to 1-4 with a loss. And they'll be on the road next week for a matchup with the Carolina Panthers.